Welcome to another workshop made by Alpha Audio. This time we're going to build a Eigentakt, Purifi Eigentakt EVAL2 mono amplifier. Strangely enough, the EVAL2 is the mono amp, or probably because you need two of them, and the EVAL1 is the stereo amplifier. This is the EVAL2. As you can see, this is the EVAL2 amplifier PCB. You can see one XLR input and one speaker out, plus and minus. This is all, and you need of course one power supply, and this is just like the EVAL1 board, EVAL1 amplifier, the SMPS 1200/400, so it's quite a beefy power supply. And you need a beefy power supply because this one can deliver a lot of current and a lot of watts, a lot of power if you need it. We haven't tested it yet, but I think it's around 400 watts in one channel, maybe even more. But we'll get to that later if we test it and listen to it and stuff like that. But first we're gonna build a amplifier. Of course you need a case to put it in. This is the base. All the holes are in here, as you can see. And this is the top plate. No holes in this one. And this one goes on top of it like that. No, the other way around. And then you have a very nice amplifier, a mono amplifier. I warn you to be careful with these slots. Now maybe it's for cooling. They are very, very sharp, as you can see on my finger. It took quite a piece out of my finger. When I tried to move it, I picked it up like this and I slid, and it took a lot of my skin. It kind of hurts actually. But first we're gonna build the amplifier for you. You have a back plate and you have a front plate. Front plate is pretty thick. It has a LED in it, and it goes on as it's the last step actually. First we're gonna mount the back plate. You need the IEC inlet for that, mounting the back plate, but you just push it in. I mean, I don't know if you saw it. I did it so quickly. You just push it in and it's in there. Then you need some wiring. You have the thick wire, you need it later. You have another bigger wire, you need it later as well. This is for the LED. And we need these wires. The grounding, it needs to be on the top. So it's just some sort of clamp. Push it on like this, and we're gonna mount it up there later. Then you have the plus and the minus. Well, we'll pick the neutral wire, the black one, first, and it needs to be on here. Then the red wire. The red goes through the fuse, and it needs to be like this. If you mount it backwards or on the wrong side, it won't blow up, but the LED will just permanently burn. I'm not sure if it's audible, but it shouldn't be on all the time, of course. Then you just put this is for the power supply, of course, it goes on the power supply. Black needs to be in line with black, and red needs to be in line with red. And you won't believe it, but this is almost the hardest part of the whole build. Figuring out the wiring. So now we mount the amplifier module somewhere around here. Because later you need to be able to screw on the back plate. So align this, it needs to be somewhere around here. Check for the holes. And there they are. Here, 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 here. And don't forget these last two we did. It's not dramatic, but these are too long. Yeah. It will be a little bit too loose. It won't fall off, of course, but you want this all to be very tight. You need 6 screws for the amplifier module and for the power supply module. So now you know. And the cool thing is, if the screw fits, it's okay. Okay. So this needs to be firmly attached to the case. Now that is the case. Haha. And now we can, yeah, that's okay. This one we'll need later. Now I advise you to tighten the grounding, or to fasten the grounding to the case. So I tightened the back plate already. You don't need to, but like I said, you need to attach the ground now. And I always do it like this. And then this, put the screw in from the bottom, attach the ground wire, and then the ring, and then the nut. And that way, when the nut is on the screw, you can just hold it and tighten it. I think this is the easiest way. Okay, that's it. So you need to actually screw in the feet very early in the stage. It's just like IKEA sometimes. Okay, that works. It's also handy, you don't scratch your table too much if these are in already. And like I said, please be careful with the case because it can be pretty sharp. We figured it out for you. Don't do these as last, because you get screws with the feet, but they don't fit. Now we need the power supply. But there is a thing you need to know. With Eigentakt, you need to put it in unregulated mode. So you need to do these jumpers, and if you can, I don't know if you can see them. You have a big plug here, you have some other connectors over here, and then there are two jumpers. These two jumpers, maybe you can see it over there. These two jumpers, 1 and 2, need to be placed to the left in unregulated mode. If you don't do that, it will switch on. You probably won't notice anything, but we saw the whole noise level drop with 40 to 50 decibels. That's a lot. It is a huge amount. So it will perform a lot better if you get any noise at all, but it needs to be in unregulated mode. I see one problem. It's not a problem for now, but you won't be able to use these holes if you screw these in already. So this is the puzzling. You don't need a soldering iron or anything in order to build this, but you do need some patience. So you see, these holes are not accessible when you put this in, but the other holes are not accessible when the feet are in. I think this is a small design flaw, but honestly it doesn't matter because it's fixed with 4 screws and it's firmly enough in place. Okay, so now we need to wire the power supply. You can twist it a little bit if you like. I don't think it actually matters, but if you like, you can twist it. And next is the bigger wire. It needs to be in this connector, and then you need to put it in this connector. So the big one goes from here to here. Well, it's the only connector it fits in, so it doesn't really matter at all. Then you have this wire. It has a little knobby on this side. You put it next to it. All the connectors are pretty close to each other. And then it needs to be next to this one. If you can see it, it's this connector to this. It only fits one way. So if you can plug it in, it will work. Then we need the LED. The LED is in a small bag, and this is for the front plate. Well, it's not the LED, it's the LED switch. Oh, it actually is at the LED because it's on the PCB. See, this is the LED and it will light up the front. You have off 1 and 2. I don't like a bright LED in my hi-fi system, so I'll probably switch it to 1 or even off. But well, we need to return these anyway, so it won't be in my system. You can screw it to the back first if you like. Put it on the back, and then 2 small screws will hold it in place. Okay, there we go. Now the LED is controlled by the power supply, because if you switch it on, it will actually switch on the LED. So this one goes over there. We can put it through these 2 other wires and then connect this one to the switch. That's it. Now we have 2 small screws left for the XLR, and these are 2 different kind of screws. You'll notice that the thread is a little bit different. It's to actually tighten the XLR input so you don't damage it on the PCB. I mean, it's literally held by 3 wires, so it needs to be held in place with something firm. Well, these 2 will hold it in place just fine. It's really tight. I like the quality of it. It's all so tight. Nice. Okay. So now the cover can go on. If it doesn't fit right, just swap it around, because yeah, that's it. It only fits one way. Then some bigger screws to hold it in place. And then we'll show you the magic of the front plate. It's quite a cool system. Well, that's the back. Then you need these. I hope you can see it. Yeah. You have these. These have a place in which the screw will fall. That needs to be on the front. The other thing is that if it's on the front plate will kind of click in. Then you can attach it virtually invisible. This is pretty cool. Whoever thought of this system is pretty smart. Let me show you See, it goes on like this. Then you might think, hey, but that's not firmly in place. I mean, I can take it off. Yes, you can. But now we will actually tighten it with a small hex screw. So you can't take it off anymore. This is the kind of yeah, it's virtually the same system as volume knobs. You keep it in place with a small hex screw in the volume knob. Okay, now you can see it's 1, 2 and 0. We'll put it in 1 and it will be fine. So we just built a mono amplifier in, I don't know, 20 minutes. Once you know how it works, it's really easy. You just need one screwdriver, a pair of pliers for the jumpers, and a very small hex tool, but you get it with the case. So I hope you liked the workshop. It's not a hard amplifier to build, and it will perform perfectly fine. It's a really nice product. Thank you for watching. See you next time.